talking about Vagner, how would you describe Vagner's jiu-jitsu?
Combative. He's there to seek victory by whatever it takes.
Vagner Rocha, one of the most violent, grittiest, and just downright toughest grapplers on the planet.
Hey guys, we're back. So today we're going to be talking about a grappler that is really, really intense. He fights everybody, he doesn't care. His pace is insane. Of course, we're talking about Vagner Rocha, right? Question is he too aggressive? Let me know.
Although not in the pound-for-pound BJJ rankings, Vagner Rocha still tops the chart as the #1 most aggressive grappler in the world. With his theatrics to frustrate,
Plan was to bully him. I wanted to bully him and not let him get the upper hand in his game, and be more physical.
pull out a reaction,
Oh, Vagner just kicked AJ right in the back.
But once he gets on the stage, he does what he should do. Make it physical, make it rough, try to get the other guy frustrated, pissed off. Then he'll make a mistake. The other guy gets frustrated. I've never seen Vagner get frustrated back at him.
and make his opponent go out of their game plan. Vagner lives rent-free in the heads of his opponent.
Only hope is to make it a dirty sort of fight, try to get in his head, but I don't think it's going to work.
Ready to go.
To add salt to injury, he developed a submission move that matches up to his tenacity on the mat. And when done, his opponents are left helpless.
I'm not going to tap on that shit.
Hey, see?
But as Vagner's ferocity and strength dwindled with age, he wouldn't let slide. He needed to maintain his villain nature on the mat. So he opted for a boost, something frowned on by the world, but he wore it like armor. As a wide-eyed 7-year-old, Vagner's first introduction to martial arts came in the form of Taekwondo. After reaching the brown belt, the spark of interest he once had for Taekwondo started to fade. It took nearly a decade before Vagner Rocha's path would take a decisive turn back towards the world of combat sports. It happened when, at 16 years old, during a family vacation to Brazil, he found himself on the mats, grappling with his cousin, who dominated and submitted him. The realization that he was unable to dominate his cousin, despite being a brown belt in Taekwondo, shook Rocha to his core. But he was determined to make his mark in this art that had humbled him on the mats of Brazil. Under the tutelage of Jorge Popovich, Rocha began honing his skills on the mat.
For you to be able to do a good sweep, an advanced sweep, you gotta know the fundamentals, otherwise the guy's just gonna pass your guard.
However, life has a way of throwing unexpected challenges in one's path. Just as his BJJ journey was gaining momentum, Vagner Rocha had to momentarily slow down. The birth of his daughter demanded his attention, and he needed to provide for his growing family. To support his loved ones, Rocha had to put his BJJ training on hold. He entered the world of construction to earn a living and secure a better life for his family. Despite the temporary hiatus from BJJ, Rocha's spirit remained unbroken. He knew that his journey in the martial arts world was far from over. Through hard work and dedication, he soon found a stable, well-paying job on a construction site, enabling him to resume his BJJ training while providing for his family simultaneously. After receiving his black belt in 2007, in 2008, he was offered the role of a coach at the Popovich Academy, the BJJ Center. There, he would train and coach before opening his own gym. Vagner Rocha is a force to be reckoned with in both BJJ and mixed martial arts. A third-degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, he is known for his aggressive, unyielding style that leaves opponents frustrated and overwhelmed. Rocha's MMA journey would see him compete in some of the biggest promotions in the sport. From Bellator to Strikeforce, UFC to Fight Time, Rocha did it all. His UFC debut in June 2011 pitted him against Donald Cerrone at UFC 131. Though Rocha faced defeat in that bout, it was a learning experience that would shape his path forward.
And Donald shucks him off easily. Rocha. Oh, Donald caught.
Vagner Rocha, undeterred by setbacks, returned to the octagon against Cody McKenzie, where he showcased BJJ's most popular submission, rear naked choke.
I mean, give it up to Cody McKenzie. It's all over! Vagner Rocha, winner by submission!
Post-UFC, Rocha found his place in Fight Time, where he secured a triangle choke submission in the second round against Mike Bruno.
Reaching for the leg to create the angle. Got it. Look, you see that?
Wow, there's the tap. Vagner Rocha.
Which also earned him the Fight Time Promotions and ISCA Lightweight Championship.
Well, how does it feel to be the multiple Florida lightweight champion?
This is weird. It's a lot of belts. This is where I saw my first MMA fight ever.
Rocha would go on to become a two-time Fight Time Promotions lightweight champion and defend the belt twice. He closed his MMA career with 14 wins in 18 matches, with 11 coming his finishes. You would think Rocha's aggression and rough style in the cage would be reduced on the mat. His opponents didn't know what they were in for, often called out by his opponents for his demeanor on the mats.
Vagner had some great joy in picking on me when I was a kid and like smacking my crowns off my head and talking shit to me when I was like 19 years old. I'm just gonna abuse him for most of the match, and then whenever I get bored, then I'll finally submit him. We'll see how long he can keep that smile on his face that he usually has when he's in a match with me.
He didn't take away from his technical expertise. His list of victories reads like a who's of the grappling world, including notable wins over Yuri Simoes.
Here he tries to reach up and choke Vagner from the bottom with his hand. Vagner again, and time.
Thiago Moises. Isaac Michel.
Complete reversal.
Wow. Change the momentum of this overtime. Now
Craig Jones.
Out of it this way before. He's going to make sure he doesn't get an armbar. And now Vagner Rocha.
And William Tackett. While he may have come up short against BJJ greats like Felipe Pena and Gordon Ryan,
He passes his leg over the top. Look at this. Got a triangle attack. Slightly off the side. And there is the finish. Gordon Ryan with the submission.
Rocha's impressive grappling record speaks volumes. With 91 wins to 26 losses, including a remarkable 42 wins by way of submissions, he has solidified his place among the elite. His achievements include being a 3-time ADCC trial medalist, a 3-time ADCC World Silver and Bronze medalist, a 2-time second-place EBI, a Combat Jiu-Jitsu World Championship, and so many other accolades. Vagner has also created a submission called the Python Trap. Although frowned upon by the BJJ community, it could be very effective in street jiu-jitsu.
I'm going to be showing the move that had the world in Raw. Everybody was so upset about this move, and the name of the move is called the Python because what I'm doing is I'm trapping my opponent down to the point where he can't move, and then I'm suffocating. We're going to start off with our seatbelt hooks, right? So I'm going to pick a side, and I'm going to get into it, right? I'm going to grab and pull my hand down, and as he does, I'm going to release back, and as it releases, I'm going to trap his arm out. Now, my focus is that he doesn't come down and reach for my feet, so I double trap on this hand. Bring the foot over and lock the triangle. My foot locks in over. Now the body triangle becomes super tight and the arm is completely isolated. I'll either cup so my hand is completely safe, or 2, I'll just smash with the palm right on the face. I include my shoulder in the back of the person's neck. That comes in and my fingers are so far away that it keeps the person here in the panic.
In March 2023, the IBJJF made an announcement that 5 black belt competitors were to face doping sanctions. 4 of these competitors tested positive for the use of performance-enhancing drugs in the aftermath of the 2022 IBJJF No-Gi World Championships. However, one name stood out from the rest: Vagner Rocha. He faced sanctions not because he had tested positive for PEDs, but because he chose to refuse testing both during the event and afterwards. In the eyes of the authorities, this refusal to undergo testing carried the same consequences as if he had tested positive for PEDs, raising the suspicion that he's on steroids. In a podcast, Rocha addressed his controversial decision.
Yes, I am taking steroids. I am 40 years old. I am
on TRT for the last 5 years of my life.
He expressed that he felt no shame in his choice to take steroids, shedding light on his perspective. Beyond Vagner's aggression on the mat, his life is filled with love and dedication for the sport. In 2011, when Rocha stepped away from his coaching role at the BJJ Center, he founded the Vagner Rocha Martial Arts Institute in Florida alongside his wife, Fafa Rocha. Fafa Rocha plays an integral role at VRMA. She serves as the head of the women's fitness instruction at the institute. She also holds a brown belt in BJJ, and she is also a specialist in kettlebell training, contributing to the diverse offerings of VRMA. The Institute is a multifaceted training ground, encompassing not only BJJ, but also boxing and kickboxing for both adults and children. Vagner's passion for BJJ has extended to the next generation as well. Vagner and Fafa Rocha's children have embraced BJJ with the same ferocity as their father. Their daughter, Jasmine, is a black belt under her father, with medals in both the ADCC Open and the IBJJF. Also, Vagner's son, Achilles, who holds a purple belt, is making waves as he got a submission in his debut of Who's Number One.
Oh! Achilles Rocha.
Vagner Rocha's life is nothing short of remarkable, pursuing his dreams with his family by his side, all at one focal point.